Did you memorize the 5 most important prices? Test your skills in episode 77 of the Doofy Doo Talk Through of Shiren the Wanderer. Hi there, it's Doofy back again in Phase Final Puzzle. Made it to floor 10. I am 10%, over 10% of the way through the dungeon on my first try. Wow, I am so proud. I have not been playing spectacularly, but no incredibly stupid mistakes. Last episode I had to use my Herb of Victory in a monster house. Again, that greed could have killed me. I saw there was an immobilization trap at the entrance. I knew there were critables on that floor, but I was like, I must have the loot. So I went in, sacrificed a little bit of loot, played safely, but I made it out alive, which is the important part. Last episode I went over the 5 most important prices. Oh, I hate you so much, taking my money. Venting, weakening, strengthening, 14,000. You can sell them for around 4,000. Melding jar, cost 7,000. You can sell it for around 2,000. Boo-foos, cost 3,900. Usually don't need to know the selling price. Side and discount cost 8,000. Sell them for around 2,400. And the 6 3K armbands, which you can sell for 900, are Antidote, Anadrain, Calm, Restless, Sleepless, and Pictures. This episode, I'm going to go over 5 more prices that are kind of nice to know, but you really don't have to know them. First of all, it's nice to know what the 5K armbands are. 5K armbands you can buy for 5,000, sell for 1,500. And they are really easy to identify. So if you see a 5K armband and you're one of those annoying, small belly question mark. Alright, I remember that I already ate a small belly seed, so this is not a small belly. Yep, big belly. Yeah, you kind of either, if you don't use a checklist, you have to sort of remember what's happening in the run. But fortunately, since I have to do this talk through, my memory of previous episodes is pretty good. Ordinarily, I don't think I would remember that. I'd be like, oh, small belly, maybe it's a small belly seed. But yeah, I remember because I ate the big rice balls to make up for the fact that I already ate the small belly seed. Ooh, a staff, sweet. I might as well ID some of these herbs. Hey. This episode, the number 1 price you kind of need to know, the 5K armband's really easy to identify. If you're one of those annoying people that tries on things in stores but never buys anything, you can always try on a 5K armband in a shop and ID it pretty easily, because the 5K armbands are Trap, Recovery, Passage, Happy, and Loss. I'm not even going to mess with this critable. Many a wanderer has fought a critable and thought, oh, I can take it out, don't need to slow it down. And then 2 missed attacks later, they're like, oh crap, I need to slow it down. And then 1 missed swing of a spent Staff of Sloth later, they are dead. So, I don't mess around with critables. Wait, I did mess around with critables last episode. This episode, I'm not going to mess around with it, because I learned my lesson. But yeah, 5K armbands, really easy to ID, so that's just nice to know. Not necessary, but nice to know, because recovery armbands help at the end of Phase Final Puzzle, and happy armbands help at the beginning. And passage armbands are like a get out of jail free card if you're near water. So those 3 armbands, pretty useful. Trap, incredibly useful, but you don't find that till late in the dungeon. The second price, it's kind of nice to know, another 5K price. So all the 5Ks cost 5K and you can sell them for 1,500. Revival Herb and Kidney Seed both cost 5,000. If you see an herb for 5,000, just buy it. It might be Kidney if you haven't ID'd it yet, but if it's Revival, you want it. So take it. Third price, nice to know, another 5K. The only scroll that costs 5K and sells for 1,500 is the blank scroll, the most useful scroll. So again, you see a scroll, mystery scroll on sale for 5K, you need to buy that sucker, because it will save your behind. Let's test out this one. Oh, bitter herb. That reminds me, when you're at the very beginning of Phase Final Puzzle and you're testing herbs at the stairs, it's a good idea to wait until you've just leveled up to like level 3 or whatever if you're on the first floor. Because if it's bitter, you don't want all that experience to go to waste. So I don't really care at this point, but in the beginning of the game, every level is really crucial. So wait until you've just leveled up, then test those herbs. Fourth is not a 5k, it's 3k. So another 3k that sells for 900. The sleeping herb and the victory herbs. Sleeping herb. Ooh, I'm gonna toss a ball at this dancing egg. I can test out my staff, or one of my staffs on this. Uh-oh! Fortunately, I can handle a leveled up kidney. But if I didn't have any more charges left on my molasses size, I would have had to skedaddle to the stairs. That could have been the end. Oh no. So that was a Staff of Happiness, but I forgot my horrible memory. I think usually I test staffs from the top to the bottom, so I think it was the mulberry. Oh gosh, Doofy, my memory is so horrible. I'll just name the mulberry and then test the other one, then I'll know. I will call this the Imbigonizer staff. Ah, truly that staff has a noble spirit. Yeah, I think that's right. Let me just wait, and my inventory is kind of full too, so this is a little bit of a dangerous floor to grind on because there are kidneys and curse girls, but I need to make some room. I'm gonna eat a rice bowl anyway, so I might as well speed heal till some monster shows up. Come on, something! I need to test this staff at least. Alright, there we go. Perfect monster to test the staff on. Aha! So this is the Imbigonizer staff. And the other staff is a no effect staff. One new addition to Face Final Puzzle over a typical Table Mountain run. In Table Mountain, if you had a Nada staff, it was either recovery, stability, or pain sharing. So it's pretty easy to ID. Here, in the beginning of Face Final Puzzle, it could also be Misfortune. Remember, Misfortune levels down an enemy, but if they're already at level 1, like they are at the beginning of the game, it's going to appear to do nothing. So it could be any one of those 4 staffs if it does nothing. But this staff, not a Misfortune, not Happiness, obviously, not pain sharing, as we saw, so it's either stability or recovery. I could test and see if the recovery staff pretty easily, but I don't know if I'll remember to do it. If I see a monster that's really weak, I'll try to remember to do that. I usually forget. Alright, uh-oh. Oh no, I missed. Alright, this could be the end of the run, depending on what these monsters are. That was lazy gameplay. I should have used the molasses size on that Fog Hermit once it hit me with the first spell. But I was like, oh, I can kill it next turn. Fortunately, this is not an attacking enemy. I don't want to waste my electric balls because I'm going to be losing HP here. I have no recovery items. So, always a dangerous situation. Hey! So, they stole all my money, but at least they're not hurting me. I'm going to have to use my molasses size on this curse code because every attack is really dangerous now. So I can't... I don't know, I'm going to go down pretty low before I shake this strange spell. Oh no. Only did 5 HP, that's good. It always sucks to die to a strange spell, but lesson learned, if I die to this, come on. Alright. Broke it. Could still die really easily, so I'm going to get my HP back up. Hopefully no horribly powerful monster comes in. The lesson is, next time I see a Fog Hermit and he hits me with a strange spell, waste the charge on the Slowness Staff, or the Staff of Sloth. Don't be so conservative with your items. Rocky Holder. And another mystery enemy off to the west. Oh, Doofy, why did you take a step towards it? Now I'm stuck in this room. Let's see. I think I'll confuse Rocky Holder. Excellent, I didn't miss. And I'll run away for a while. It's a good chance to use my electric ball. Alright, crisis averted. A lot of the difference between a good Shiren player and a beginning Shiren player is just thinking ahead. It's like chess too. If you think ahead, you can avoid a horrible situation before it develops. Hey! room full of meat. I'm gonna get my walrus to fetch some meat, I think. Yeah, might as well. Some good meat in here. That reminds me, next episode's a multiple 13. I am going to start a fairly deep run of Bufu's Cave. I'm going to try to make it all the way through. I think I have a method that can consistently get me pretty deep into Bufu's Cave. I've been practicing. My first practice run, I made it to 40. I got greedy and died. My second practice run, I made it to floor 60. Got greedy for experience and died. So I'm going to record this next attempt. I have it down pretty well. I'm going to play really, really carefully. I'm going to try to break the dungeon. So it's not going to be super thrilling and moronic like this run. But basically I'm going to try to milk the floor for experience early on and get really over leveled. And I'm going to get a lot of arrows, so it's going to be a little bit boring, but I'm going to try to make it all the way through Bufu's Cave, and I'm finally going to use meat to its full potential, or at least more than I usually use meat. So if you like Bufu's Cave, you'll like next episode. If you just want to see this phase final puzzle run, you can skip next episode. It's going to be a long one. What was I on? Oh, I was on Sleeping and Victory Herb. Those cost 3,000, sell for 900. Obviously. Oh, do you remember this? He wants to give me around 2,000 Gaitins. Do you remember which jar you can sell for around 2,000 Gaitins? This is a good quiz. It is one of the most important jars. Did you get it? It starts with an M. That's right, it is the melding jar. So already I have ID'd the melding jar. Sweet. I'll call it the mind melding jar. Not for any particular reason, just because I like Vulcans and Star Trek. Because I am a sci-fi nerd. Alright, he wants to give me around over 2,000 for this armband. So that's not a 3K armband, it's not a 5K armband. Remember, those sell for 1,500. You remember this price? Wow, this is a great quiz. Do you remember? This is also a very important, potentially important armband. Ah, Curse Girl, curse my Luminize. I could just win this whole run if it's the armband that I'm hoping. But this is one of the 8K armbands, and it's cursed because the price is weird. So if you can't sell it for the usual selling price, if it's a little bit less, it means it's cursed. This is either a cursed discount armband or a cursed armband of sight, which is extremely valuable. I'll call it sale sight ? Because I don't know which one it really is. So already I've ID'd 2 really crucial items to a winning phase final puzzle run. Let's see, we're getting close to 15 minutes here. I'll get to the 5th price you could kind of know while I steal all this meat. The 5th one, you kind of know this automatically. 800. If there's a scroll on sale for 800, it's either an Earth Blessed scroll or an Air Blessed scroll. Those are both good. So if you see a scroll on sale for 800, might as well buy it. It's gonna be something good. So, to summarize, the 5 prices that are nice to know but not necessary, you want to know the 5K armbands, Lost Happy Passage Recovery Trap. You know, Revival and Kidney Herbs also cost 5,000. Blank Scroll cost 5,000. Sleeping and Victory Herbs cost 3,000. And Earthless and Airbless Scrolls cost 800. Alright, I am a crossbow boy. You know what is going to happen now. It's going to be a mindless third-person shooter next 2 episodes from now. Next week, I'll be making a deep meat attempt in Bufu's Cave. Ooh, sounds naughty. See you then. Have a jar you need to ID when you're trying to beat FFP? You want to find out if that jar is a strengthening? Memorize the price. It's pretty easy. If you want to make it far, price identify that jar.
Ah, I hate you so much, taking my money.